Okay, so let's talk about value. Where does the value of an entertainment piece, a video, a game, or a short film, like where does it come from, right? Does someone assign it, or is the value already baked into the thing itself? So a lot of people think that the value of an artwork or a product is inseparable from its core, like a Da Vinci painting, right? People say its value is stable, internal, untouchable, but that's not really true. Art prices fluctuate. Sometimes they rise, sometimes they fall. If value were truly inseparable from the art, that wouldn't happen, right? So now take something like the Bella Delphine's bathwater. Many would say, well, that's worthless, yet people pay for it. And some people paid memberships on OnlyFans. So why do some people spend real money on that while others don't care at all? Because value isn't objective. It's a mutual agreement inside a community. It's because that people inside that community believe there's a value in a specific object, and that's how the value is being assigned. So every society, every fan base agrees, consciously or not, that certain things have value. That belief system is what holds the price together, and going back to the Mona Lisa example, most people say it's priceless, right? A cultural treasure. But for some people, it's just another painting, right? No different from a random doodle or a pile of trash. So whatever it is, be it the Mona Lisa, the Badwater, or the online courses, all of it holds value only because enough people believe it does. And so value doesn't live inside the product. It lives inside our imagination. It's not a property. It's a story we kind of tell together, a concept that we all believe in, right? It's purely imagination. And so if we think about what's coming next, again, like for example, AI, people will say like, oh, when you do art with AI, it's soulless, right? And there are also a bunch of people who say that AI is the future. And so here's a very interesting thing that I would imagine. Like if there's a seesaw over here, right? On one end, you'll probably got communities that only appreciate human-made art because they believe it carries soul and emotion. And that belief is actually very important, even way before the AI thing comes out, even during the transition period of traditional hand-drawn painting towards digital art, there are still people that still practices traditional painting and still gains a decent amount of fan base and size. The most prominent example being Kim Jong-ji, which is a hand-drawn artist, a traditional artist, do a lot of like hand drawings, and one of the key things that he do is actually going to a lot of events, got a big canvas, and start drawing directly live over there, and that makes his products or his work way more valuable than just some random digital art online, because the people who watches that experience with Kim Jong-ji, like for people that's watching the event live, they can kind of feel the value more because they are experiencing that moment and people are willing to pay for it. And that's on one end of the seesaw, right? On the other end, you will have groups of people who value AI art precisely because it's, I don't know, efficient, powerful, and futuristic because they believe in AI. As a matter of fact, that's actually how the NFT art at one time got so popular and big and very expensive, because there are people who believe in not, maybe not the artistic value, but maybe the monetary value of the product. But again, you have different communities. You have people who believe in that and people who doesn't believe in that, right? Both sides will still exist, and both will create their own economies. So I don't know. Maybe in the future we will have these two extremes, right? You have the human arts believer and the AI art believers, while a big middle group simply enjoys both without overthinking it, because you have all these bubbles over here, right? And inside all of these bubbles, you can still make money. You can still be the leader of that community and generate income.